This is supposed to be a humorous speech? Then why am I speaking about my heart attack? Well, for one thing, I'm healthy now. Healthy as a horse. Big as a horse, too. Some things that weren't funny then are funny now. Let me explain. It all started back in 1997 on a beautiful summer day in August. When I got home, I felt like hell. My wife said to me, "You look like hell. Do you want me to call 911?" Half joking and half scared, I said, "I don't know. What's on TV tonight?" My wife said, "You know, there was something good. Let me go upstairs and look in the TV guide." When she went upstairs, I was so concerned, I went into the bathroom to look in the mirror. I looked like I just got back from an office visit with Dr. Kevorkian. I looked like hell. I was so scared at that time that I called 911. They told me that they're dispatching a police officer with oxygen immediately, and an ambulance will be there in a few minutes. I went to the door to unlock it for the police officer, and he was already knocking. I opened the door. He took me into my sunken living room. He had a little bottle of oxygen, and he gave it to me. It was just then that I heard my wife coming down the stairs mumbling something about not being able to find the TV guide. When she saw the police officer, she said, "Oh yeah, NYPD Blue is on tonight." The police officer and my wife went into the kitchen to make out his report. In a few minutes, a large EMT lady burst through my front door with a big cylinder of oxygen. Unfortunately, she missed the first step into my sunken living room and did a rather nice swan dive, landing gracefully on her back. Unfortunately, the oxygen followed her trajectory and landed square on her head, rendering her unconscious. I'm watching all this while I'm taking my oxygen. My wife and the policeman don't know anything that's going on. I had to get off of my recliner and give this lady my oxygen while I'm having a heart attack. What's wrong with this picture? Help! They finally loaded me and the EMT lady onto the ambulance. It was then I had an afterlife experience. I heard drums. Boom, ba-boom. I heard someone say, "Jesus Christ." That was quite a revelation to me. I'm Jewish. When my eyes opened up, I saw all white. It must have been heaven. But when they focused, I realized that I was looking at the back of a big burly nurse in a white uniform. She was turning on the EKG machine, and the needles would go boom, ba-boom. In attempting to fix it, she'd whack it and say, "Jesus Christ." They told me that I would need quadruple bypass. That was not funny. But I knew I was going to be okay when I woke up in the recovery room. I was so tired. I looked under my blanket. There were tubes and leads going in and out of my body where there weren't exits and entrances before. I wanted to sleep, but there was a noise coming from the next bed. I called up the nurse and said, please, I need to sleep, but there's a cow in the next bed with terminal flatulence. The nurse came in with these 2 big pills. I took them and put them in my ears. She said, no, you have to swallow them. They'll help you sleep. And they did. I woke up 14 hours later with my wife next to me. She said, I never saw you sleep like that. How's that? I said. She said, they told me I could go home in 4 days. On the 4th day, I asked the nurse if I can go. The nurse looked in her chart and said, did you go? I said, why would I ask you if I can go? And you're asking me if I went. I don't understand hospital language. The nurse asked my wife to explain it to me. Oh, I see. I can't go until I go. Now I knew I was in trouble. Jewish men don't like to go away from their homes. It's tradition. But they broke my tradition with these 2 little pills. And when it was time to go, I couldn't go because I had to go. I got stuck in that hospital for 2 more hours. Finally, I got home. The first thing I did was run into the bathroom to look in the mirror. I looked like heaven. You could just laugh. Dying was not an option.